Amelia climbed to the top of the giant balloon, suspended 10,000 meters in the air, as fierce winds howled. Her hands were trembling from the bitter cold, but her determination to open the frozen air valve was stronger. She tried with all her might to move the iron valve, but it remained stuck under a thick layer of ice. She didn't hesitate. She kicked the valve forcefully with her foot, one by one. The valve suddenly exploded, unleashing a roar of cold air that pierced her clothes like knives. She nearly lost her balance, but quickly inserted her shoe into the opening to prevent it from closing again. She took a knife from her pocket and cut the shoelaces, but the deadly cold slowly began to steal her consciousness, until she fell into a deep coma. During the balloon's slow descent, Amelia slipped on its sloping surface and nearly fell into the void. Had it not been for the rope wrapped around her waist, which was pulled to one of the iron rings. Upon waking, she found herself suspended upside down above the clouds, struggling with fear and confusion. She remembered James, screaming his name repeatedly, but his voice no longer answered. She was alone in her battle against gravity and time. With a heroic effort, she swayed her body until she was able to crawl to the basket. There, she found James unconscious, his face pale from the height. She shook him vigorously, but he remained silent. Tears streamed down her frozen cheeks as she pressed against his chest, trying to revive him. Suddenly, a deep gasp was heard. James opened his eyes, seeing panic mixed with hope in her eyes. "I almost killed you," he whispered hoarsely, touching her rope-burned hands. He pulled a flask of brandy from his coat and gently cleaned her wounds, while Amelia kept her eyes on the balloon's failing gauges. At that moment, snowflakes began to fall. James tried to collect some in a bottle, but Amelia noticed something strange. The snow around them seemed suspended in midair, as if frozen. They realized their descent speed matched the snow's fall, meaning they were seconds from crashing into the ground. Amelia swiftly closed the valve and began hurling sandbags and rescue ropes from the basket. James joined her, ignoring the valuable instruments. But despite lightening the load, their speed barely slowed. Suddenly, James had an idea: climb to the upper iron ring.